Welcome back. You're watching Money, 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 and this week we are discussing your rights as a banking customer and the grievance redressal process in case you have an issue with your bank. Adil, before we start talking about the mechanism, just wanted to get your thoughts on what your experience says in your interaction with customers. What are cases that are considered legitimate, which you can raise with the bank?
I'll give you a real example. This actually happened to me. So, I keep track of my credit score and, what's being reported. When I did my online credit score check, I found that I'd been marked late on 7 payments for a particular loan. And that actually wasn't a fault of mine because my first check, which I had provided, had not been cashed in time. And that repeatedly showed up in the bureau report saying I've been late. So I first contacted the bureau and then I contacted the bank and I said, this is not the case. I have submitted the check on time. And then it went through the process and got fixed. So like Marjan sir was saying, it is when what was promised is not delivered or what you expected didn't come. And this is a personal experience I had in the last 3 months.
Okay, fair enough. So now, let's talk about how to go about grievance redressal. What's the first step? Should you be approaching the branch manager? Should you be simply writing to the bank? Does that even help? How do you escalate the matter if it doesn't?
Yes. In fact, grievance redressal mechanism has been given a lot of emphasis, not only in our code, but in the Reserve Bank of India also. As per requirement, all the branches of the bank must display the address of their internal ombudsman, about their controlling authority, about the banking ombudsman in whose jurisdiction that particular branch falls.
And all over India, we're talking about how many RBI appointed ombudsmen?
20 ombudsmen are there.
20 ombudsmen.
In all the state capital, and somewhere 2 states are attached to 1 banking ombudsman. So with that address, the first thing is that whenever a customer feels he has a genuine grievance, he has not been delivered what has been promised, or he has been taken for a ride and he has been put to a loss, his first thing is to use whatever method he wants to use, email, hard copy of a letter, and hand over the same to his home branch. Obtain acknowledgement of the same. The branch is obliged to give. The bank is supposed to take not more than 30 days to address his grievances. Suppose he does not get his grievance resolved in 30 days, or it is partially addressed, not fully addressed, and that partly addressed grievances has to be, or rejected grievances has to be seen by the internal ombudsman to satisfy himself grievances has been rejected, that complaint has been rejected genuinely. If the customer still feel he has
a fair case,
he should immediately, within 30 days, within 1 year of his getting a rejection from the bank, to apply to send to the banking ombudsman, along with the copies of the correspondence, whatever he has said. And the banking ombudsman will definitely get all the details from the bank and come to an independent judgment based on the rules, not on the perception, whether bank is at fault or not. And he tried to do the conciliation meetings between the bank and the customer and resolve the method. And let me tell you, most of the grievances has been resolved by BO through this conciliation method. And in case the bank does not agree with the customer, then the BO will take an independent view of that and based on his judgment passed an award and hand over the award to the bank, which banks are supposed to implement immediately without any. But if the bank has a reason to believe that they have been given a wrong award, or the customer feels award is not as per his satisfaction, they have a right to appeal within 30 days to the appellant authority.
Which is even above
appellant authority is the Deputy Governor of Reserve Bank of India, who is dealing with the consumer protection and awareness. So he will definitely look into that. He will review the judgment. Either he will give an award endorsing the award given by the BO, or he will refer back the award to the BO to reconsider it again. Either he can modify or he can decide anything what he deems fit.
And that becomes the final verdict.
And that becomes the final verdict of the Reserve Bank of India under the grievance redressal.
Okay, so just a quick mention about the timelines. You said 30 days is the time period in which the bank must respond to your, email or correspondence with the grievance. With the banking ombudsman, typically how many weeks or months does it take?
Maximum 45 days.
So the ombudsman also is time-bound to come back with some sort of...
Normally as early as possible, but not later than 45 days.
Okay, fair enough. Would you like to leave our viewers with any tips, any guidance as to how to go about making sure that, they take advantage of the redressal process?
According to me, the customer should not sign any document in blank in the bank. Spend some time reading the document before signing it. See that all the fillings are in place. The form should be populated properly. Take acknowledgement. Take most important terms and conditions under which your account will be handled from the bank. And so that you will be able to refer to the bank in case you feel whatever is promised is not delivered, and you can take up the matter appropriately with the bank management.
Okay, and Adil, any last thoughts from your end?
Yeah, one tip for young India, right? See, the problem is very often he said, she said. I was promised X, 2% break off, I was charged, more than that. What we find is today, everything is available on your mobile phone. There is a bank website, there are marketplaces like Bank Bazaar. We have to tell you, right, what is your pre-closure fee? What is your processing fee? What is the loan amount being approved? Take a few minutes, check on that, right? Because at the end of the day, then you don't have to say he said, she said. You have it right there. You can print it out and everything is in black and white. So technology is bringing new tools to customers' hands. Make the best use of it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for those insights, and thank you, sir, for coming in and sharing the whole process with us, how one can get their grievances redressed, going via, of course, the board and the banking ombudsman itself. With that, we're coming to the end of this week's show. Thank you so much for watching. Your feedback, comments, queries, welcome as always. We'll see you again with another theme next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.